Part 1. Why do Christians believe they need salvation? Before we can understand salvation, we must first understand why salvation is needed. The foundation of Christianity begins with understanding who God is and who we are before Him. God is perfectly righteous. This means God is completely good, completely pure, and always does what is right. Because God is perfect, His standard for righteousness is also perfect. Righteousness means being right with God. It means being in a position where we are acceptable before Him. The challenge is that human beings have fallen short of this standard. The Bible says, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." Romans 3:23. This means that every one of us has missed God's perfect standard. It does not mean that people cannot do good things. We can love, help others, and show kindness. However, our good actions cannot remove the wrong things we have done. If someone breaks a law, doing something good afterward does not erase the mistake that was already made. The same is true with sin. We cannot remove our own guilt simply by trying to do more good. This is why the Bible says, "But we are all like an unclean thing, and all our righteousnesses are like filthy rags." Isaiah 64:6. This verse is not saying that doing good has no value. It is showing us that our own righteousness is not enough to make us perfectly right before God. Imagine a person who gets mud on their clothes. They may put on clean clothes over the dirt, but the dirt underneath is still there. The problem has not truly been removed. In the same way, human effort cannot remove the sin that separates us from God. This is why God's law is important. God's law shows us His perfect standard and helps us understand what is right and wrong, but it also reveals that we have fallen short. The Bible says, "Therefore by the deeds of the law no flesh will be justified in His sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin." Romans 3:20. God's law is not the problem. The problem is our human weakness and our inability to keep God's perfect standard without failing. The law is like a mirror. A mirror can show us that our face is dirty, but it cannot wash our face. It reveals the problem, but it cannot solve it. In the same way, God's law reveals our need for forgiveness, but it cannot save us from sin. This brings us to an important truth. If we cannot make ourselves righteous, then we cannot save ourselves. Salvation cannot come from our own achievements, our own goodness, or our own strength. It must come from God. This is why Jesus Christ came. The Bible says, "For the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost." Luke 19:10. Jesus came because humanity was lost and separated from God because of sin. He did not come because we had already become perfect. He came because God loved us and made a way for us to return to Him. The Bible says, "But God demonstrates His own love toward us, in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us." Romans 5:8. This is the beginning of understanding salvation. Christianity does not begin with people claiming they are perfect. It begins with people recognizing that we all need God's mercy. We cannot save ourselves, but God has provided a way through Jesus Christ. And this leads us to the next question. What is salvation? And what did Jesus Christ come to accomplish for us?